All right, in this episode, we talk about the 3X to 2X factor
and cluster and pyramidal training.
Portia, Stephen Godani here. You know, in the 2-3 episodes ago, I put your icon as David Ardsma.
Nice.
Just wanted to let you know.
I am the David Ardsma.
So this is not David Ardsma. That was a mistake. But still reach out to David Ardsma. Going into spring training this year. Don't want to name the team because it's not official yet. So looking forward to that. But this is the @TopVelocity hashtag Pitch Tips show, where you go to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat @TopVelocity hashtag Pitch Tips. Ask your question, we answer on the show. If you haven't already, sign up for my seminars, 3X seminars. I'm coming out to Houston 20th, 21st of February. Go to topvelocity.net/Houston. I'm coming to Premier Baseball Academy, The Zone Academy, and Legends Academy for those seminars. You can get all the information at topvelocity.net/Houston. Also coming to Long Beach, California. Come on, I need to hear from more those South Californians out there.
South Californians.
Is that how we say it?
Southern Californians.
Southern Californians. That you want me out there, because I'm coming out there. Long Beach 3X Velocity Clinic. If you want to sign up, go to topvelocity.net, Velocity Camps. Go down and pick 3X Velocity Camp. Find March 26th. Register. Use the coupon code 3XLB to get $500 off, because it's only a one-day clinic. Just like a camp, we just do it one day. Get all the same stuff. Be out there in Long Beach. So sign up for that soon, March 26th. I've been having a good show. It's Mardi Gras here in New Orleans, so it's been a little crazy, busy, but fun. Yeah, but things will get back to normal very soon. If you have a question, send it in. Let's get started with our question for today. BJ Vander Linden asks, my son has 3X. Which of the drills most develops 3X to 2X factor? Front leg extension and force vector of the front leg. I kind of answered it on Twitter, but I wanted to bring it back up for the show. Brings up a good point. I like how you talk about 3X, 2X factor, and then you also talk about you really want to learn about the front leg. The reason I'm saying that is because a lot of guys don't understand that the front leg is a lot of the influences on the front leg force production comes from the back leg, and that's what 3X, 2X factor is. 3X is the back leg drive and 3X pitching, which is ankle, knee, and hip flexor extension, and to front leg extension, which is ankle and knee extension. We don't extend the hip flexor. So it's a 3X, 2X relationship, and it's a linear relationship that actually drives a rotational movement in the hips, and it's something you're gonna have to learn when you study 3X pitching. But if basically, people don't understand. The force that hits the front leg has everything to do with the force coming off the back leg. I don't understand why people don't get that. They think we can all just cut off our drive legs and just pound the pavement with our front leg and throw gas, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, or we don't need to stride. We can stride 2 feet, stick the front leg, okay? So like there's no influence of the back leg to the front leg. Yes, there's a big influence. And if you look at the studies, the back leg force production correlated to the wrist velocities. The front leg force production correlated to the ball velocity. Okay, so the back leg was getting more energy to the arm, and the front leg was getting more energy to the ball. Basically same things, but it's basically showing you the front leg can support the ball without really supporting the energy to the arm. So it's almost telling us that the back leg is really influential in protecting the arm and taking the workloads or some of the workloads off the arm to get the same result. So using them together is the best of both worlds, and that's really what we do with 3X pitching. So the best drills to do that are obviously all the 3X drills and the 2X drills. It's really right now, if you come to the camp until I fully update the programs, it's just because the 2X program or the 3X program with the King of the Hill has some great drills that I'd like to bring into the 3X pitching velocity program soon. Or you can just get them both. It's technically what the new update's going to be. But if you got them both, you see we have these 3X, 2X drills training both ways. both back leg and front leg drives, and how we connect back leg to hip to shoulder separation, and how we connect front leg to forward trunk tilts, and they're critical. So those drills, pretty much every drill in the target throws and the med throws are going to hit back leg and front leg. But if you want to get more front leg focused, the King of the Hill program, the 3X Velocity Development Kit, it's really front leg focused with a lot of drills for the front leg. Anything you want to add into that?
Just the baseball science series. When we talk about, we'll break down some of the studies and stuff like that. If you guys haven't seen that, I would just
Good,
recommend
you bring that up. Now we got to go film another episode.
Well, I mean, now I had to put you on the spot, so we had to go do another one.
I know, it's good. Yeah, he's pushing
People
us.
like it. People want to see it.
I know, we got to do another one. They're tough, man. It's hard to
Give
take
the people what they
It's
want.
hard to take those crazy studies and put them into a simpler video, make it digestible. But
Yeah, it is.
we're gonna do it. Keep going. Sorry.
That's pretty much what I was just gonna say. It's just cool. I like to just go off of the studies. Like, let's look at what the studies are saying to do. Not like we're just some crazy kooks up here just trying to
We are
spit
crazy,
stuff.
though.
A little bit, but we're going off of real science that's showing what these high velocity guys are doing, and then we've implemented drills to train that, and then we've implemented the strength and conditioning program to build power into it. So
Exactly. Hey, I mean, look at our testimonials, right? You can criticize them all you want, but it works. You just there's 10 different ways to skin a cat, but we will always argue that our way is the best. So it's just the way we'll do it. But there's a lot of information to see testimonially how this stuff works. But the 3X 2X factor, going back to this, is really a lot of the foundation of this approach, along with hip shoulder separation. You learn 3X 2X factor, you learn hip shoulder separation, you really start to have a significant effect on ball speed. Now, of course, it's not just a biomechanical thing. You got to learn how to develop the power to do that more explosively. All right, next question. Isaiah asks, what do you think of cluster training for increasing strength as opposed to the pyramidal approach you promote? All right, Isaiah, good question. I'm not going to go too crazy into it, but it makes a good point. It's really talking about programming. So 3X is not really pyramidal, basically pyramid training. It's more periodization. I mean, that all works into it as well. It's, we look at sets and reps in more variety. Of course, in periodization, we're going to have different methods on different weeks for loading or unloading, bringing in more volume. But of course, in a pyramid-based, it's just starting at a high rep, low weight, and then increasing weight, lowering rep. We do that. But there's different ways that you can change that for effect. Plateauing as well, declining. I don't think we do a lot of declining. Plateauing I do more when I customize with guys. But just give you an idea of our typical sets and reps with percentages would be, you'd come in on a strength lift, you'd be doing at high end 8 reps, at 50 to 60% of 1 rep max. And then of course the reps would go down and then the weight would increase. Okay. So basically that's what you're talking about. But if, a guy gets to that last rep and wants to, still feel strong, feels like he can activate more strength and more central nervous system, we'll stay at that load and then we'll repeat that same rep again and again and kind of plateau. I like to plateau a lot, but it's not really built in that much. It's built in a little bit in 3X programs, but we advance that in more of the customization, or when we take guys to the higher levels than what 3X even has. But as far as cluster training, that's a different way. That's a different approach that I really don't have much experience with, where basically if you were doing 5 reps at a high max, you would do first rep and rest 20 seconds and then do it again and rest 20 seconds. So your set would be more broken up with rest to get through it. Definitely gonna have a bigger effect on you. It's gonna be very different than you hitting 5 reps at a time with no rest. I would say give it a shot. I would not only recommend bringing this in, and that's what we do, if you've been through the Ace Pitcher Handbook, or the level 1, the level 2 beginner guide, and you feel like you're plateauing, because the guys who come into these programs make so much gains in those initial levels of the program because they haven't really been forced to adapt to this kind of training load that I don't think you need to get creative yet. If you want to get creative after level 2 or after level 3 and bring in stuff like cluster training and stuff like that. Now, I don't know how great cluster training is going to be in breaking a plateau. I think, of course, changing stuff always helps. But it's something you try. I don't have the experience with. So I think it brings up a good point. I think it shows there is 100 different ways to program, 1 million different ways to program. And we don't say we stick to one way. We do like periodization. Of course, we've done some triphasic where you break up the phases of training, but still in periodization we do that. There's cluster training within reps. There's just max effort training. There's so many different ways to do this, guys. And I totally acknowledge all that, and I'm open to all that, and I'm still learning a lot of that. But coming into the 3X programs, it's really got a good progression for those that are starting to come into this kind of work ethic and this training load and this training volume, and it gives them a great progression to build to. And if you want to get into being more creative and trying things when you've plateaued in these programs, I highly recommend that. I'd like for you to do it with us because we can give you opinions on if we like it or not like it, or if it works, if it's contraindicated or not. And a lot of guys don't understand that. Bringing in other things to this training method can be contraindicated. It actually can be counterproductive. And we've worked to, when we bring things in, to make sure they're not counterproductive. So that's one thing you have to be careful of. Cluster training, I'm saying, would very much fit into this. It's not in any way counterproductive. So I would highly recommend to bring it in if you've plateaued. And we would like to help you do that in customization. But I highly don't recommend people changing and bringing in things that you don't know could be contraindicated, that could be working against you, could be negating what you're doing in other aspects of the program. So I love all this way of looking at building and programming, and very much open to it. But like I said, like to keep it pretty much simple in the progression we already have established until we get into this. Anything you want to add?
Yeah, I would just say that stress on the body is stress on the body. It's gonna adapt. There's more than one way to skin a cat, like Brent's saying. Like you can take triphasic, hatch system, linear periodization. There's a bunch of ways that you can do it. And I would say the most important thing though is having a person who has experience within the method that knows like what they're doing. Like for the hatch system, Matt Bruce is just awesome at programming
17
that
years in the approach.
and knows when to push a guy, when to pull him back, when he needs to. He just knows how to do it. Brent knows in this system when it comes to training for pitching velocity, when you need to push it, when you need to pull it back, when you need to max guys. Like it just comes with experience. So don't just go out there and pick like, oh, there's got to be this one great approach that is, the king of all of them. It doesn't work like that. I think it all just comes down to the experience that the person has with that approach, and they've had success with it, and they know how to build the athlete through that approach.
Yeah, it makes a great point, because when you take someone's approach, someone's, life's work, like 3X pitching, and then you change it, you make it your own approach. So it's really, the success of it now is based on your experience with it. So you take basically all the testimonials that we have that are purely those built on this approach and this approach alone, and you throw them out the window and you say, hey, you know what, I'm gonna start with a clean slate, I'm gonna use pieces of 3X, pieces of something else. Now, the success of that is based on the history you have with it. If you have no history with it, well, you're the guinea pig. So good luck. It's like Russian roulette. Hope it works out, oh crap, it didn't work out. Sorry, that was your career. Well, you wasted your career on that. So who cares, right? It was just a career. It's like, I didn't look at it. I mean, yeah, coming into this, I didn't have much to pick from, so I developed this. But if I was coming into it now, I hope, and I would like to talk to that person and say, dude, find a guy that you believe in and look at the success he's had and completely buy into that. Because you don't have time to make your own approach in your career and test it out, make sure it works, so you can get the results you want. You don't have that time. Yeah, it's a crapshoot. You can hope you get lucky. And unfortunately, I think that's what everyone's doing. Everyone's like, A little bit of this, a little bit of that, crapshoot. I missed. Damn it. All right, let's go get a 9-to-5 job. That's what it's like,
Yeah,
right?
it is.
I think that's crazy. So I think you need to understand that you really need to stick to something. It's the same thing in business. I wouldn't have, if you wanted to buy a franchise and you said, I'm going to go buy, it's just fast food. I'm going to go buy a Wendy's, McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell. I'm going to call it Mix Burger Bell something. And you said, Brent, what do you think? You think I'm going to be successful? I'm like, I have no idea. No one's ever done this. I have no idea. It's a crapshoot, man.
Yeah.
But if the guy's like, I'm gonna buy a McDonald's, and they're telling me I should get it here, and they're telling me they have a lot of success, they got all the statistics that this is gonna work here. How do you think I'm gonna do? You're gonna do great. Especially if I know you're a hard worker and you're gonna follow through. You're gonna do great.
Yeah.
Because it's McDonald's.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a good way of putting it.
Right. So the point is I think you got to be careful of that coming into this. But I love all this new information, and there'll always be new information come in, and we're always open to it. I'm learning from it. But we do implement a lot of these different formats into those as we customize when guys are really trying to get through plateaus and break through hard. All right, good questions. See you on the next episode. And until then, go check out topvelocity.net, 3X, 2X programs. Check out our camps are coming up. These are great camps to get into. If not, the summer's coming up too. Get set up for those. Those are going to be full, so I get to those as soon as you can. And like I said, I'll see you on the next episode.
Yeah. Holla, we them boys. Holla, we them boys.